Before working with the database, it's important to understand what a database actually is. The definition of a database is a collection of like information with underlying attributes. You're actually already familiar with databases and you may not even know it. You've probably seen databases in the form of things like address books on your computer, where one record equals one individual whose information you're trying to store. And in this case, the like information that you're storing would be different individuals and different contacts. And the underlying attributes are actually things like phone numbers, email, instant message address, street address, that type of thing. You're also probably familiar with the databases from your web experiences. For example, lynda.com is just a huge database system. It's a database of products that allows the user to search on those databases and give them information that they might find necessary. The role of a database is twofold. First, the database itself physically stores the data and store it along with the database files so that all the data lives together in one place. But in addition to storing the data, it also contains the information on how to identify the data within the storage mechanism. A good example of this is a spreadsheet. If we take a look at the spreadsheet here, we see that this one stores individuals or customers. And in this case, each piece of information that's stored in the spreadsheet is an attribute. For example, first name, last name, start date, title, or status. These are all attributes of a customer or a person. You will also notice that when we look at a spreadsheet, the information is organized in columns and rows. You'll see columns, for example, first name, last name, start date, title, and status, and rows 1 through 4. Now, the spreadsheet itself stores the data, so as I move this spreadsheet around, the data will travel along with it. So that's how it works as a storage mechanism. But in addition to that, it also explains or describes the information that's contained within it. You'll see that the first row is really just the description of the data that's being stored in each of the following rows. We can tell this intuitively by looking at this spreadsheet that Estrella is in fact the last name because it comes under the column last name. Now, when it comes to FileMaker databases, the rows are actually represented as records. And that's a terminology that I'm going to use throughout the rest of this title. So then a record is a grouping of a bunch of different pieces of information or attributes that all describe one instance of the information that's being managed. So in this case, this iteration or instance is a customer, and all of these different pieces of information describe that one customer. The columns in FileMaker, we call these attributes fields, and each piece of data describes one of the records. So at any intersection, we see that Estrella is actually the last name of the 4th record in this database. So hopefully a little background on databases that you're already familiar with will help you understand the concepts discussed later in this title.